Most powerful families in history eventually disappeared. Their names faded, their bloodlines scattered, their influence dissolved into the past. But some didn't. Some families built structures so durable and networks so deep that their dynasties survived everything history threw at them. Wars, revolutions, plagues, the collapse of entire civilizations, and their surnames are still here, still attached to institutions, still operating exactly as they were designed to operate 1,000 years ago. Let me start with the most documented unbroken dynasty in human history. The surname Cohen and its variants Cohen, Khan, Katz, and Cohn is not simply a Jewish surname. It is a priestly designation, a dynastic identifier claiming direct patrilineal descent from Aaron, the brother of Moses, the first high priest of ancient Israel. The Kohanim, the priestly class identified by the Cohen surname, maintained specific religious responsibilities, specific marriage restrictions, and specific ritual roles observed continuously from the ancient temple period to the present day. This is not a metaphorical claim. It is a genealogical claim, maintained across 3,000 years. Here is the extraordinary part. The genetic evidence supports it. A study published in 1997, confirmed by multiple independent analyses, found that men carrying the Cohen surname across Jewish communities worldwide, regardless of whether their families came from Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa, share a specific Y chromosome marker at significantly higher frequencies than the general Jewish population. This marker, the Cohen modal haplotype, traces back to a single common ancestor who lived approximately 3,000 years ago, right in the period when Aaron would have lived. 3,000 years, one priestly lineage, one Y chromosome signature, still present in the same family name today. No other surname on Earth has been validated by genetic science as carrying a specific ancestral lineage across that length of time. If your surname is Cohen, Khan, Katz, or any recognized Cohen variant, you are carrying the most genetically verified ancient dynasty on the planet. But the dynasty coming next is older than Cohen, and it has been hiding its real age behind a different kind of record. Imagine a family that has kept continuous records of its own genealogy for over 2,500 years. That has documented every generation of its descent from a single founding ancestor. The longest continuously maintained family tree in recorded human history. That family exists. Their surname is Kong. Kong Q, known to the Western world as Confucius, was a Chinese philosopher and teacher who lived from approximately 551 to 479 BCE. His teachings became the foundational philosophy of Chinese civilization for over 2,000 years, and his family kept records. The Kong family genealogy contains over 2 million registered descendants across 83 documented generations. 2 million people, 83 generations, all tracing their descent from a single man who lived 2,500 years ago. This is not mythology. It is documentation. The Chinese imperial government maintained and protected the Kong family records specifically because Confucius's philosophy was the foundation of imperial governance for 2 millennia. The current head of the Confucius family, Kong De Yong, is the 77th direct lineal descendant of Confucius in the main line. He carries a surname continuously documented for 83 generations. No family in the Western world comes close to that level of documented continuity. The dynasty coming next managed something almost as extraordinary, surviving a complete civilizational collapse and rebuilding its influence from scratch. Most people know David as a biblical king. Fewer know that his dynasty continued, documented, maintained, and politically significant for over 1,000 years after his death. After the Babylonian conquest of Jerusalem in 586 BCE, the surviving members of the Davidic royal line were taken to Babylon. There, instead of disappearing, they were recognized by Babylonian and later Persian authorities as the legitimate leaders of the Jewish exile community. The exilarch, the leader of the Jewish community in exile, was required to be a documented descendant of the House of David. This requirement was maintained continuously from the Babylonian exile until approximately the 11th century CE, over 1,500 years of documented, politically recognized Davidic lineage. The families descending from this tradition carry surnames that vary by community: Shephatiah, Bostanai, Zakkai, the Nasi families of medieval Europe. These names appear in medieval Jewish records as families claiming documented Davidic descent. A dynasty that began with a shepherd king in ancient Israel, survived the Babylonian conquest, was recognized by Persian emperors, and maintained its political function through the Islamic Caliphate period, is one of the most extraordinary institutional survival stories in human history. The dynasty coming next survived not through documentation, but through deliberate, calculated secrecy. The Merovingian dynasty ruled the Frankish kingdoms from approximately 481 to 751 CE. They were the first ruling dynasty of what would become France, and they claimed something extraordinary about their origins. They claimed descent from a supernatural bloodline. Whether you take that literally or metaphorically, what is historically documented is this: the Merovingian dynasty was officially deposed in 751 CE. The male line officially ended. Officially, a persistent historical tradition maintained in French aristocratic records and medieval chronicles holds that the Merovingian bloodline was preserved through female lines, through daughters who married into other noble families and carried the bloodline forward under different surnames. The French noble families claiming Merovingian descent include the St. Clair family, the Sinclairs of Scotland, and various Languedoc noble families whose genealogical records connect them to the Merovingian period through documented female line descent. Whether these claims are fully verifiable is debated by serious historians. What is not debated is that the tradition of Merovingian descent was maintained as a politically significant claim by specific European noble families for over 1,000 years after the dynasty officially ended. And the surnames those families carry are still in European aristocratic records today. The final dynasty has the most global reach and the most direct connection between the ancient world and the modern one. The title Sayyid and its equivalents Sharif, Sayyid, Mir, and Shah in different regional traditions is not simply an honorary title. It is a dynastic designation, a claim of direct patrilineal descent from the Prophet Muhammad through his daughter Fatima and her husband Ali. The Sayyid designation has been maintained as a hereditary identity in Muslim communities from the 7th century CE to the present day. In many Muslim-majority countries, that claim carries real institutional significance. The Hashemite royal family of Jordan, currently reigning, claims Sayyid descent and traces its lineage directly to Muhammad through the Hashemite tribal line. King Abdullah II of Jordan is, according to the documentation his family maintains, a direct descendant of Muhammad. That genealogical claim is recognized by Islamic religious authorities, documented in Hashemite family records, and is part of the legitimacy foundation of a currently reigning monarchy, a dynastic bloodline claim going back to the 7th century CE. Still reigning, still documented, still producing heads of state in the 21st century. If your surname is Sayyid, Syed, Sharif, or any recognized regional equivalent, you are carrying a dynastic designation maintained continuously for 1,400 years. The world's oldest dynasties did not disappear. They adapted their surnames, maintained their genealogies, and embedded their bloodlines in the institutions that proved most durable across time. They are still here, still documented, still operating. And the surnames marking them are still being carried by people who may have no idea what those names were originally designed to declare. Subscribe, see ya.